Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Alright, let me tell you what all we got on the little DJ5. This week's video, we did throw the carb back on it. After some aggravating moments, we did finally get it to run. This little Jeep had where, and let me give y'all a little bit of insight for those who may or may not know. This thing is a fuel filter that has two outlets. One is a main outlet that goes to the carb. The other is an outlet, which is a little bit smaller, but it's an outlet. And it goes to your fuel tank return. Go figure. We put a new fuel pump on this thing. It still blew away the carb. This return, for whatever reason, was not on here. It had a single filter. How it ran, I don't know, but it's got a stronger fuel pump on it, so maybe that's why. I picked this filter up at O'Reilly's, and the carbureted vehicles have to have, pretty much, a lot of the older ones have to have a fuel return. So there you go. We did get it going. We did. It works fine. I got my trusty Tech boat tank with an added fuel return. I just put me a fuel return right there in the tank, and we're going to end up replacing the fuel lines. Let me go in here, hit the key, see if we can. And as you can hear, she purrs pretty good. The oil has got to be changed. I'm still running it on the same oil, and the oil is thin nonetheless. With thin oil that's been gassed down pretty bad, it's still holding 20-pound oil pressure. Give it a little fuel. Now it is hot. I've been driving it around up and down the street, and it's about 40 pounds or so. So I don't figure that's too bad. Little Jeep runs good though, and I'm 100% certain that the lifter noise it's got one that's a little clangy, a little loud, but I'm sure it's because of the gas down. The alternator is charging. This is a single wire alternator. Somebody's made it a single wire, or put a single wire alternator on it. At the alternator, I'm getting 14 and a half. But I'm not getting it back to the battery, so I've got to figure that out. Don't really know. The brakes are non-existent. It doesn't have any, so it's a handful to drive. It's got one brake on this side that wants to catch just a little, but it ain't really safe. I drove it around up the street and turned around and come back, and I didn't want no part of that no more. If you look way down under the battery, that's where the master cylinder is. Yay! I filled it up because it was low in the rear. Still to no avail. There is a emergency brake cable. Emergency brake in it. That's that lever in between the seats I got pulled up. Now, that lever does slow it down some. So I'm sure the brakes is either wore or needs adjusting. We're going to be getting into that. I'm going to try to set up some tripods on that, y'all. And I've just had a lot going on. So it's kind of been tough. I've been working on it when I could, and then I got a head cold, so it was kind of crappy. This is the fuel pickup out of the original tank. As you can see, the float for the fuel gauge and the resilient part of the gauge is pretty much null and void, and the sock is rotted off of it. I don't know whether it'll show it, but inside the tank is not, I've seen worse. So I'm thinking that I can take the tank off, clean it out good, and I think those little pickup assemblies are still readily available. I broke off the return side of it, getting it out. So I think it's, I can put a new return side in it, or a new pickup assembly, and it'd be okay. The lines are not, these are plastic fuel lines. I've said it before, they're plastic, kind of a hard plastic line, which was really innovative if you think about it for 1975. But I'm going to run hard lines. I don't know, that line is, I've been under the truck and it's pretty rough. So I'm just going to run all new steel line on it, and go from there. It does need a new battery box. Now, I don't know whether the battery drains or not. I've just been undoing the cables because of, I didn't want it to be a drain. I do know that I'm not that up on single wire alternators. This is from what it looks like, it was a GM style alternator. It's got a cover here where the two wires would have went. Now somebody had wire nutted this one. I'm sorry, I messed up here. That's where the two wires would have went. It's got a cover over it. And somebody had wire nutted these, so that don't make a whole lot of sense. But okay, I'll figure that out and let y'all know what I find. If anybody knows, or somebody who's got one of these that ain't too far from southern Georgia or around southern Georgia, down around next to Florida, what have you, y'all hit me up in the comments, or even northern Georgia, around Georgia. I didn't really want to drive a million miles, but that's got one of these things in a field or sitting and looking to say bye-bye. Y'all let me know. I might be interested, if it's not a whole lot of money, just to have some extra spare parts, so to speak. This is actually non-existent on this. They had this choke cable hooked up, so the heat riser tubes, which they usually break anyway, but they rot off over time, and that sends heat to the spring in the choke and helps it cut on. But now, as far as the little Jeep is pretty sound. I'll try to get some of us riding around in it, etc., etc. Michelle and them have posted, the guys I got it from, her and her man had posted a video of them cruising around the yard in it, and when they first got it. The Jeep does need a lot of work. It does have a lot of issues, but I need the exercise. Go figure. I'm a fat ass. I need some exercise, and this Jeep's the perfect thing to give it to me, I guess. I love piddling with stuff like this, so yeah. Anyhow, if all goes well, and I'm probably going to get into rewiring this Jeep if the wiring is Some of it's rough, not all of it, but some of it. So, you know, you're going to run into stuff. I mean, the frame and all looks excellent on this Jeep. So, you know, maybe it'll, I mean, everything underneath is pretty sound. I haven't got it up fast enough to get high gear, but first and second shifts like a charm. Reverse works like a top. So I really don't see no problem there. And the transmission fluid is, you know, it's not brand new, but it doesn't look bad. So there you go. If anybody has a manual they're willing to get rid of for a reasonable price, let me know in the comments or hit me up, send me an email. That would be pretty cool. Guys, I want to thank y'all for following us along on this little adventure, and this is the first one we've ever done. I'm gonna have some video of us working on it. I know I keep saying that, but we're right now kind of running a little bit ragged. We've got some stuff, personal stuff going on, but anyhow, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. It helps grow our little page. Lets YouTube know that, hey, you know, these guys are trying, what have you. I'd love to see the channel grow with a bunch of subscribers. I know it's kind of all over the place as far as content, so hopefully we'll have something for everybody. This is just a day-to-day adventure of, you know, what goes on in life. And so yeah, tell your friends for definite. Tell them to check us out. Guys, I want to thank y'all a whole lot. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.